What's going on, guys? This is Sin, and we actually got the OCG ban list today, but it's not like we can say that it's a surprise because unlike in the TCG, they actually say in advance when you're going to be getting the ban list and, what day exactly, which is really cool, actually. Would have been nice if we had the same thing in the TCG. Anyways, today I will be looking at all the limitations, but before this video starts, you already know the drill. Friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much, and now let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, the first ban card is Kashtira Fenrir. Yeah, good riddance. It used to be a little too good because it was being played not only in Kashtira, but also in other decks, but in the OCG, it was already limited, but that didn't stop people from still playing it in Tier Elements and Kashtira. Super Heavy Samurai Soulbreaker. Not a card that you necessarily know because in the TCG, nobody plays it, but it's an FTK only card. When you're using it to FTK, you're burning 4,000 life points just with one card. So if you have 2 copies of this card, it's game over. Yeah, nobody cares. Cyberstein, also nobody cares. I don't think anyone was really turboing this out. Smoke Grenade, this is really relevant because people used to play that in the Adamancipator deck, and now they finally can no longer look at your hand and rip a card. So now board breakers are going to be a little better against that deck because they used to be completely irrelevant. So yeah, definitely a really big forbidden section, and the limited section is always really interesting because this is where they can unban cards. And speaking of which, Perform a Pal Monkey board used to be banned in the OCG, and by the way, they do have one Electrum, so this is really big. Yeah, pendulums are really scary now. They were always scary, and either way, pen best deck, Monkey board and Electrum coexisting, there's no way the deck is not going to be doing well. Anyways, Mathmech Circular, the deck is still really good because they have like 3 Small World, 3 Sand and Mining, and 20 billion ways of getting into Alambrician and to search the Circular anyways. Completely irrelevant. Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer, not too big, but whatever. MX Saber Invoker, this is an unban. It was actually banned before, and this is really dangerous because, all those rank 3 monsters that summon monsters from deck, I feel like at one point in their lifetime, they were always getting banned and then unbanned and stuff like that. But yeah, this card saw its prime during the Zodiac format because it was a 1-card combo, so like Terratop was insane. Honestly, I think we're getting to a point where you can unban this card and it's not going to see too much play. I think this is fine. Purely Sleepy Memory, very interesting because in the TCG we have Delicious Memory at 1 instead. Delicious is the one that actually gets you to Plump, and Plump is the card that facilitates the Expert Noir play, but Sleepy Memory is the card that makes you draw cards on your opponent's standby. Although it is a little better because they have the new Purely Monster, that's really scary. This is not gonna be that relevant, honestly. The deck is still really good. Thought of Prosperity, small consistency nerf because the card was already at 2 before, so this honestly isn't too big, but what is really big is Runic Fountain to 1. This is huge because now when they search the Runic Fountain with the Hugin and you Cosmic Cyclone it, that's it for their grind game. They have literally nothing else, no way to recycle it back. It's not like they can search one again, they can't get it back from the graveyard again because it is in the banished pile, not in the grave, so the level 4 wolf or something, it's not going to be doing jack shit. And Runic cards, when there's no fountain on the field, they're just like worst, staples that you can already play because like there's an MST, but then you have to skip your next battle phase and you're not drawing cards. No thank you. But to be fair, it's not like you can say that it's the end of the Runic engine because it's still really good outside of that. Like if you're not getting hit by Cosmic Cyclone, your deck is still extremely scary. So honestly, even though this is a really big hit, it at least introduces the concept of high risk, high reward to those decks, whereas before there was like no risk and a lot of reward. Now we're going to be getting into the semi-limited section, which is a little less intense, but we've got Armageddon Knight, which is not too bad. Bike, honestly irrelevant, like nobody cares. You still have 3 Wakushi. Meow Meow, this is so relevant, and Block Dragon, like really bro, from 3 to 2, this changes nothing. It's so easy to search. This is one of the worst hits I have ever seen in my life. And now for Unlimited, we got Ancient Fairy Dragon. Nobody was playing that card anyways, and if they were, it was only at 1. Salamangreat Gazelle, literally nobody is playing Salamangreat. So again, this changes nothing, but it's nice for Salamangreat players, why not? And there's also new support, by the way, that we don't have in the TCG yet, but it's just a matter of time. 3 Scaldeats, changes nothing. Teller Knight Ptolemaeus, okay, and again, irrelevant. Blackwing Steam the Cloak, absolute dog shit without Needle Fiber. Thunder Dragon Hawk, changes nothing. Fire Formation Tenki, irrelevant. And the Deer Servant, not too bad, but whatever. And Spellbook of Judgment is also irrelevant. Nobody is playing that card. It's crazy how like 5 years ago, nobody would ever predict that this card would be back at 3, and now nobody even cares about this, like at all. It's honestly like, it's not even like you can say that it's like devastating when it resolves. It does nothing. Like, okay, yeah, you get to search like 6 cards, big deal. I'm gonna kill you anyways. But yeah, what do I think of this ban list? I think it's really interesting because the semi-limited and unlimited section is honestly really irrelevant, like it changes nothing. But then the limited and forbidden section is really big. Like Fenrir getting banned, it changes the dynamics completely because Kashtira is no longer a part of the metagame. Tier Elements is still really good because obviously they're only losing 1 card, which is pretty irrelevant. And then Cyberstein is literally irrelevant. Smoke Grenade is still... I think the deck is still good even without Smoke Grenade, because you don't have to rely on the Power Tool Braver Dragon. Again, with Block Dragon, you can do really nasty things. And then everything here is actually pretty decent. So this is probably the best and most interesting section in this whole ban list, honestly. But to be fair, that was predictable, because every single ban list, the most interesting hits are always the bans as well as what we got back, you know, because sometimes when you limit a card, it's not even that, you know, that big. Like, Prosperity to 1 is really not that big. Like, people can still play, like, Extravagance if they're playing, I don't know, trap decks. Like, Labyrinth is still really good, for example. And honestly, I don't think this is going to change the metagame too much, but I will make a full video on what the top 10 best decks might be. Anyways, that's all I had for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts about this ban list in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.